A federal judge issues a 2-week stay on the deportations of Chaldean Christians from Iraq, saying they could face persecution. It comes after ICE agents in Detroit arrested Iraqi nationals who have committed crimes. Stephen Oshana is the executive director of A Demand for Action. He joins us from Brussels. In the U.S. earlier this month, ICE agents in Detroit arrested Iraqi nationals, including Chaldean Christians who have committed crimes. Can you give us an update on those Chaldean Christians and what is going to happen if they are deported?
So the current situation now, the ACLU and our colleagues at Code Legal Aid in Michigan filed a lawsuit to put a stay on the deportations. They received a 2-week stay while the judge is issuing a decision on it. So that's where that's at right now. The individuals are also filing motions so that they can reopen their cases based on a change of circumstances in Iraq, because the Iraq that they were ordered to be deported to is very different, as we know, since ISIS came in and started perpetrating a genocide against our people.
When our team was there, it was devastating. Now, what needs to happen? This stay is not a permanent solution. What needs to happen to prevent this deportation? I mean, sending them back, I think, has dire consequences for them, doesn't it?
Absolutely. These people are targeted for a number of reasons. Most of them spent most of their lives in the United States. They're not really culturally Iraqi. A lot of them don't speak Arabic. They're people who have lived in America, so they're targets for kidnapping, for ransom. So really what needs to happen is that the first thing I think we need to do is sort of separate the people as individuals in terms of their individual cases.
And individual crimes.
Exactly. So, rounding up 114 people, with someone who has something as small as driving without a license to somebody who has a murder charge, I think sort of, painting everyone with a broad brush like that is sort of what started this backlash. So I think we really need to take slow the whole process down, give these folks time to reopen their cases, and, look for a real solution to this problem.
The U.S. bishops wrote a letter to the Secretary of Homeland Security, John Kelly, saying that they are very concerned. They say returning religious minorities to Iraq at this time without specific plans of protection does not appear consistent with our concerns about genocide and the persecutions of Christians in Iraq. Do you think this kind of pressure will have an impact?
Absolutely. I mean, we're already seeing an impact, with some changes both through the legal system, which is really where this is playing out right now. And then, we've been working really hard, meeting with folks at the State Department, the White House, and members of Congress to find a political solution for this. And I think, I'm hopeful that the folks that we're dealing with are going to take a closer look at this and, look for a solution that sort of fits, each person individually. And I don't think for anyone sending them back to Iraq where they're guaranteed to be targeted is an answer. So I think, hopefully, we're continuing to work with our friends in Washington to find the real solution, and I'm confident that eventually we'll find one.
Great. Stephen Oshana, Executive Director of A Demand for Action, joining us from Belgium. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.